The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to this week's episode of Nicole D. Vick Live. I'm Nicole D. Vick. In case you didn't know that, that's who I am. Hey. It is Black Women's History Month. I know technically it's Women's History Month, but as you know, and if you don't know, I'm about to tell you, I am all about centering Black women. That is what I am about. This month and every month, all the time, 24/7, 365, point blank, period. And you might be thinking, why? I mean, well, Women's History Month to me, the traditional Women's History Month, isn't really about Black women. It's not really for us. So I'm trying to reclaim it. Okay. So y'all know I'm in school and I was doing a bit of research and I found a timeline of key moments of women's history in the United States. And um first of all, we were still enslaved for a lot of it. We were still property, state property. Okay. And so I just don't really feel like that's our jam. So that's why I really kind of want to reclaim it. Also, you know what? Women's History Month also reminds me of Kimberly Crenshaw and her phenomenal work on intersectionality. Now, Kimberly Crenshaw, I believe, is an attorney because when she talks about critical race theory and intersectionality, a lot of times it's in relation to the law. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second because it really just came to mind for me. And I guess that's what happens when you go to school and you be in these journal articles and stuff. Stuff just pops up. I got all this knowledge in my big old head now that I want to share with y'all. So you might be thinking, what is intersectionality? I'm about to tell you. It is the interconnected nature of social categorizations, such as race, class, and gender, as they apply to a given individual or group regarded as creating overlapping and interdependent systems of discrimination or disadvantage. And I'm going to give you an example. So don't worry. I know that was a lot of words, a lot of syllables, but I'm about to break this down. So, anyway, there are some case studies I remember having to read in class around this concept of intersectionality. And I'm going to talk to you specifically about how this relates to why I don't think Women's History Month is really for us and why we need to reclaim it. So, this was a lawsuit. And the lawsuit is D. Graffin Reed. Child, I don't know who that is. The Graffin Reed versus General Motors, 5 black women brought suit against General Motors, alleging that the employer's seniority system perpetuated the effects of past discrimination against black women. Evidence at the trial revealed that General Motors did not hire black women prior to 1964, and that all of the black women hired after 1970 lost their jobs in a seniority based layoff during a subsequent recession. So y'all know how it go. When the budget get funny or we have a recession, we often are the ones that get laid off. And so that's what happened in this case, okay? The district court granted summary judgment for the defendant, saying, General Motors, you won this case, rejecting the plaintiff's attempt to bring a suit not on behalf of blacks or women, but specifically on behalf of black women. In other words, the plaintiffs were saying, look, we have a unique status as black women. We cannot be judged the same as black men, and we cannot be seen in the same way as white women. Our status as black women is specific and unique to this case. But the court said, no, you cannot do that. So that's where intersectionality comes into play. So let me read what the judgment says, or what the court said. Plaintiffs have failed to cite any decisions which have stated that black women are a special class to be protected from discrimination. The court's own research has failed to disclose such a decision. The plaintiffs are clearly entitled to a remedy. So the court is like, yeah, you should probably be compensated. However, they should not be allowed to combine statutory remedies to create a new super remedy. So again, they're saying, look, okay, we hear you. You probably should, get some money back or something, but you can't layer on this whole black woman thing and say that it's different from black people, including men or white women. So it was really interesting. So here, although General Motors did not hire black women prior to 1964, the court noted that General Motors has hired female employees for a number of years. So see how they're trying to say, well, but they hired women, but did you hire black women? Hello, we have a unique system of oppression here. What's going on? So it's really, really interesting. Um, so the court apparently concluded that Congress either did not contemplate that black women could be discriminated against as quote unquote black women, or did not intend to protect them when such discrimination occurred. So basically, this whole concept of intersectionality is why I'm not convinced that Women's History Month is for black women. It doesn't include us. We often get carved out of women's rights movements, all sorts of things. So our issues and concerns are different. They're often ignored by our other counterparts of other races. And it's just a really interesting thing. So that's why I kind of just feel like it ain't really for us, but we just gonna reclaim it anyway, or at least I am. Speaking of Black Women's History Month, I'm going to be sharing this month some of my favorite Black women, people that I look up to. And if you know anything about me, there are going to be people I'm related to, people that, are in my family. So I figured I should start at the top. The oldest living relative that I had for most of my life, my great grandmother. Her name is Tommy Lee Piles Cross Simpkins. She was married twice. That's all right. You do it happens. So she got a whole bunch of last names. Now let me tell you a little bit about her. Based on census records, she was born in 1898 somewhere in Tennessee. Her daddy's name is William. Her mama's name is Molly Timberlake. I'm going to keep telling y'all the Molly Timberlake story. I'm telling you, Justin Timberlake is my cousin. That's another conversation for another day. In the early 1900s, they headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, let me back up for one hot second. Back up 1 second. My great grandmother's father was born in 1856. And if you know anything about American history, people were still enslaved at that time. So a person that I knew, my great grandmother, literally had both her parents, honestly, were born enslaved in the United States. So I just always kind of point to that because I think people still think that slavery, Jim Crow, and all that stuff was a million years ago. It was not. I lived with my great grandmother. My great grandmother died when I was 20 years old. So she was only one generation removed from slavery. Literally, I touched, combed the hair of, braided her hair, lived with, talked to a woman whose father was enslaved and mother were slaves. I actually have a copy of his slave narrative. The federal government went around and interviewed former slaves, and I came across this narrative and I saved it. Really, really interesting to read. All right, so let me get let me get back to the story. Let me get back to the story. All right. They moved to Tulsa in the early 1900s. Now, I don't know if you know, but it's been all over the news. We recently had the 100 year anniversary of the Tulsa massacre when they burned up Black Wall Street. They were there. My family was in Tulsa at that time. Now, when she got 18, my great grandmother, she married a guy named Eddie. And funny story about that, again, I'm on ancestry.com and I'm looking through stuff, and I'm like, oh, because I had forgotten honestly that my grandmother's dad was not the guy that I knew to be my great grandfather. It's complicated, but I had forgotten. But then I was reminded when I went on Ancestry. Actually, one of his relatives, which I guess technically is my relative, reached out and was like, "Hey, we're the from the family of your great grandmother's first husband." And so we kind of exchanged information and we're talking a little bit. We haven't set up anything to like meet in person or anything, but it was kind of cool to at least have that connection because that's literally my biological uh, great grandfather. Yeah. So my great grandmother Tommy had one daughter. She only had one child by that marriage. And I think they came to Los Angeles when my grandmother was about 11 years old. So this was like the 1930s. She opened a beauty salon. I literally have the advertisement in the black newspaper of the grand opening of this particular beauty salon, which was so cool. I have pictures. I have all kinds of stuff. My great grandfather, who she married later on, I think they were in LA already when they got married. He was a real estate agent, a businessman. They owned a Shell station on Central Avenue in South Central Los Angeles. All kinds of great like business stuff. It was so cool. Even as a child, I used to go over there and look through all the photo albums and all the stuff. Amazing history. So when I came around, I was born in 1978, so I'm a Gen X. My great grandparents were already, retired, older. I remember going over there, looking through the Jet magazines, the Ebony magazines, the pictures. I would love braiding my great grandmother's hair. She had this beautiful, pretty long, gray, I mean, just gray hair, and I love braiding it. And it was so, so cool. So that is my first woman of Women's History Month that I want to highlight. I have more to come. You will hear about different women for the rest of this month. I think maybe I'll talk about, I'm not sure who next. We'll figure it out. So just tune in next week and you'll see who that is. OMG, I have a special guest. She's actually one of my favorite women as well. Now, true story, going back to my great grandmother, she got to meet my great grandmother. She probably doesn't remember because she was only 3 months old at the time. I'm going to bring on my special guest. Hey, please welcome my co-host of Pushing Through, Andrea. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
So, as y'all know, Andrea and I have a video podcast called Pushing Through. We've been on a little bit of hiatus because, life been lifing.
Very much.
Very much, right?
Very, very much.
So how have you been? You know, and please, you don't have to share all your business, but how have you been? How's everything going?
Tired
Tired of
life. Everything. We already know
all the
what's going
things.
on. We already know. It's crazy. It's a lot.
So
It's a
you
lot.
were working. You had a contractor role, and that ended, right?
Yeah.
And then now you're trying to finish up esthetician school at some point, right?
Mhm.
You got most of your classes done, right?
They called me talking about I still owe $50. I'm like,
$50.
How did I owe $50 and I paid the whole thing off?
They
I
can't
was
forget
so
that
irritated.
$50.
I called them like, y'all really just like y'all tripping on $50. They were like, yeah, you need to pay $50. I'm like, okay.
Okay, well.
But anyway, yeah, gonna finish soon.
So you'll be finished soon, and so she already is aficionado with the waxing because she be waxing my whole face. I'm like, just wax my entire face, and then I have my classmates asking to do her eyebrows and stuff. She still yawns even though we on audio. She still, if you've ever watched the episode of Pushing Through, she be on the yawn tip.
It's nerves.
So, okay. And you have a birthday coming up. You about to be 26, which again, I keep saying this. How you 26 when I'm only 26? I'm trying to understand how you and I are the same age. I'm real confused.
How are you 26?
Because I'm still young, even though my hair is gray. We not going. That's a genetic. That's a.
If we were both 26, that's depressing. I don't got my own house.
What?
I don't got my own house. I don't got my own house. I don't. That's a depressing 26. Don't do that.
Oh Lord. Aren't you going to go? Are you going somewhere for your birthday?
Probably Arizona. If I can make it shake with the contract having ended. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out.
Are you gonna go see grandma and grandpa?
Maybe. Oh my God.
It's okay.
Maybe.
It's okay.
Yeah, she pulled me out of the bed, so I ain't got time.
Anyway, so future episodes of Pushing Through. What you want to see? What you want us to do? Cooking? What we doing?
Yeah, we could do cooking, food reviews. I just ordered some more Coco Love bakery stuff.
Now, what is Coco Love Bakery now? What's that?
Remember the cinnamon roll you had with the Oreos?
Okay, is that a local
Is it black owned? Black owned vegan dairy, like a dairy free, vegan, gluten free bakery. They only use
coconut oil.
They only use they don't use any like refined sugars. It's like soy free, corn free, everything free. Like it's no, like nothing. Yeah. So
and it was good. I had a little piece of that cinnamon roll. I didn't try coffee cake. I haven't tried that yet. But okay. So we'll do that. Probably, I'm sure you'll find somebody's games for us to be playing because that's how you do.
Oh, and then we gotta do we're gonna do like an advice column. So we're gonna have people asking questions.
Yes, we should have did that today. So she had this brilliant idea. I know you guys have heard of "Am I the Asshole?" on, I think it's Reddit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where people will ask like, did I mess this up? Or relationship questions, or questions about like, my mama crazy, how do I navigate? Like, we wanted to be that kind of a resource. So you know what? We got to jump on that. We playing. We slipping and tripping.
Ask a fat friend. The fat friend always got the best advice.
Ain't there a column like that though? I don't want to steal nobody's name, but I feel like there's something like that. Ask a fat friend. Ask a fat friend and her mama. Don't do that. That's the answer. Don't do it.
Ask a fat friend.
But it'll be interesting to see the difference, like between my answer and yours. Like, I'd be like, nah, don't do that. You'd be like, nah, go for it. It'd be interesting. So we do have to jump on that. I think that would be bomb diddly squat. Wow. That's not. I don't know.
That's a cool one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else? What else you got? That's it?
For now, I think.
Okay. So we're gonna try to bring her back. Actually on camera, you can see her, see me, and we'll see. But I think these work too. Audio just kind of coming in, chit chat for a minute, and then jump off. Mm-hmm. So, all right, y'all, we finna switch gears, talk about social media. So, on Instagram. Instagram is something special to me. I feel like Instagram done died. Do y'all agree? Because I feel like nothing really happens on Instagram. I still post over there, of course. Just because I have two accounts there. I have my Nailed by Style Vixen, and then I also have, Nicole D. Vick. But I just feel like there's literally no engagement. Like if your followers aren't engaging, you're not, like, new people aren't finding you. I don't know what to do on Instagram. I don't know. But anyway, over on Instagram, I posted my nail look of the week. I feel like this week I outdid myself. Um, I am now starting to finally realize and believe that I am an artist. I have these art brushes. I am drawing lines on my nails, these curved lines and circles. You'll see it on Instagram. And actually, we're going to post a photo up here so you can see it here. Then I use rose gold chrome powder. I think my nail shape is popping, this stiletto. I've got this shape nice and crisp. I feel like, you know what? I'm onto something. These nails be nailing. Okay? Honestly, as soon as I get my doctorate degree, I'm going to nail school. Literally. The next day, I'm signing up because I think it would be worth it to me to get a nail license. Maybe I will either open a salon, because I don't think I'll actually be a nail tech like that. I'm not sure. I might do it for a little while, right? Have a little fun with it. But ultimately, I think opening a nail salon or a beauty spa and have the nail situation going on, I think that's going to be, the plan after retirement, because I'm retiring in 5 years, FYI. Okay. Um, Nail shop, nail salon, beauty spa, something, something, something. But then I'm gonna have that other side of me, that lecturer, that writer, public speaker, trainer, facilitator. But I gotta have this fun side. And to me, this is fun. So love the nail look this week. I think I outdid myself. All right, so that's Instagram. I'm really not doing the weekly, Tell the Truth Tuesdays much anymore. Sometimes I'll post some fashion stuff, but like I said, Instagram is kind of dead. I don't know if y'all feel that. Tell me if you feel that way. Over on LinkedIn, which is more like work related stuff, career stuff, I was a contributor on an article for DEI professionals. I offered some self-care tips, things that they should be thinking about in regards to taking care of themselves, because that work can be very draining. It can pull on your heart, it can wear you down. So you got to be ready for carving out time for yourself. And so I offered some tips. That article is on LinkedIn. I think I reshared it from where it was originally posted. All right, so that's LinkedIn and that's Instagram. Now, I keep telling y'all, I'm going to keep saying this every week. TikTok is where I am. If you really want to know who is Nicole D. Vick, TikTok will tell you that. Okay? I share words of wisdom. I share my nail looks. I give hot takes on stuff, but I'm gonna actually talk about hot takes in a minute, because hot takes, I don't like hot takes no more. I'm gonna have to give it a different name. And I also share life experience, right? Because I feel like there's always an opportunity to share. Someone will benefit from what you have to say. Someone will benefit from what you have to say. And I think TikTok is that space where people are still receptive and open to information and knowledge. So here's what I was talking about on TikTok. Now, I don't know what got in the water or what Kool-Aid somebody was drinking. I don't know. But right here at the end of Black History Month and the beginning of Women's History Month, Black people something happened. Somebody missed the assignment. They misunderstood it. I don't know. So here's one. I feel like the thing to do now on social media is to be contrary or to just say anything for attention. Like, why the hell did you say that? There was this girl on TikTok the other day trashing Zora Neale Hurston. Said her writing was trash. She used the word trash several times in reference to Zora Neale Hurston. Now, I am not above analyzing, looking closely at, pulling apart the works of our ancestors. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we can do that. Now, someone corrected me on TikTok and I actually said, okay, you know what, you're right. Because I said, we can criticize. And they said, well, they're not here to defend themselves. I'm like, that's fair. Analyze. I think it's fine to do that. But to call somebody's work trash, Zora Neale Hurston, because you don't understand the way she writes. She's using the exact dialect of our formerly enslaved ancestors, and you don't like it, so it's trash to you. I was like, what is happening? So I just want to say, this whole idea of having hot takes on things, or just saying anything, I don't know what's going on. Somebody is not on program. Somebody misunderstood the assignment. It's horrible. And they came for her, dragged her. She still was being obtuse in the comments. Baby, ma'am, what is wrong with you? You can say that you don't like Zora Neale Hurston's writing. You can say that. I'm not even saying she can't say that. But it was like, why are you saying it like that? Why it gotta be trash? What's up with this respectability politics? What's going on? So that made me mad. And it prompted me to talk about, look, we just can't get on social media and be saying anything and just being contrary because you want some views and some likes and some attention. Can we just not do that? Can we? Then, I'm rarely on Twitter, but I was on Twitter. And this guy was like, what about the benevolent slave masters? Black person. What about the benevolent slave masters? Nobody talks about them. And I'm sitting here like, what? What? Does it matter if they were benevolent or not? They owned people. It doesn't matter if they were nice. It's still a crappy thing to do. Come on, let's get. So I reposted that on TikTok, and everybody was like, "What is happening?" I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But people are not on assignment. They are off, and we need to collect our people and get them together. And the last one is a little bit more funny as opposed to this, like, what is going on? Y'all know Shein, right? Fast fashion brand Shein, which I think honestly is about to go public. You can buy Shein stock pretty soon, I think. But coincidentally, their sales are dropping. But anyway, baby, you know how you scroll on Facebook, and every so often you'll see an advertisement, and they'll have what they call a carousel of photos of clothes, outfits, and things. And so Shein had a mullet dress. That's what I'm gonna call it, a mullet dress. Except, mullet is serious in the front, business in the front, party in the back. This Shein dress was party on one side, business on the other side. It was weird. One side was leopard print, green, all kind of different things, and then the other side was a black dress. And I said, well, what Shein? I mean, is this person going to two events in one night and they want to have on two different things? So at one event, they're going to stand on one side, and then they go to the other party, they're going to turn the other way. Like, I'm just trying to understand, did they run out of fabric? And they was like, we just going to stitch it to the other one. Like, what happened? So Shein is tripping. Now, they have some cute things overall, but that was weird. That was weird to me. I don't know what that was. I'm concerned. As always, follow me on social media. My social media handles are the same everywhere. Nicole D. Vick. Trying to stay on brand, baby. Trying to build a brand and stay on brand at the same time. If you want to look at my nail looks now, exclusively nailed by Style Vixen. But you can find all my stuff on Nicole D. Vick on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well. Yay. All right, y'all. I'm done. I done blabbered my mouth. I hope you enjoyed the little guest appearance from my girl Andrea, my firstborn and only born, as a matter of fact. We will see you next Thursday. I have a special guest. Nomsa will be back on Nicole D. Vick Live with us on next week. But we have a special guest. She's an artist. So excited to have her come and talk about Women's History Month. She actually did a art piece, and I'm in it, and so is Nomsa. And I was like, wow. As always, check out my website, www.nicoledvick.com. Follow me on social media, as I mentioned already. I have 2 books. You can pick them up off my website, or you can go to Amazon and buy copies, or you can reach out to me directly and I can ship you one. I have copies right here in the house waiting just for you. All right, y'all. See you next week. Bye.